What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. And before we get started, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, my favorite part, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to know what you all have to say about these topics that we discuss. And ladies and gentlemen, oh yeah, y'all know I love this one. Because if y'all heard me talk some boxing, I've mentioned these two brothers' names before. But Terence Crawford, in a recent interview preparing for his debut at 154 pounds versus Israel Madrimov, was asking an interview about the possible rematch between himself and Errol Spence. And y'all know I've been a big fan of Errol Spence and Bud Crawford for quite some time. I have my criticisms about both of these brothers, but at the end of the day, these are my two guys in the boxing world, and I've been long awaiting the rematch. You know, Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, their particular rivalry just reminds me of the rivalry of old, or at least you could say pseudo rivalry, because Bud has definitely gotten the best of what Bud has definitely gotten the best of what would be a rivalry. Um, But outside of that, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford just really give me the old school vibe, and I was hoping that this particular uh, matchup would yield a trilogy at least. And we all know how bad Bud Crawford did Errol Spence in the first matchup. It was about a year ago now. Um, and so Bud was asked in the interview if there was a possible rematch in the foreseeable future, and he said, yeah. Under one condition, um, Errol Spence will be fighting Sebastian Fundora, I believe, in October. And if he is able to get those straps, because Sebastian Fundora is the WBO, I want to say, and the WBC champion. And I believe Israel Majamov is the WBA, and a guy named Bakum. I can't remember that cat's name. He's the IBF. But anyway, Sebastian has two of the titles that he took from Tim Tszyu, and Errol Spence himself will be fighting for those two titles again, and projecting in October. And if y'all wasn't aware, Bud Crawford in his debut at 154 will be fighting for a title, the WBO title. No, the WBA. I just said that. The WBA title. He'll be fighting Israel Majamov for that particular title. But Bud said that he has aspirations of unifying at 154, and so he believes the only way to do that, would be to go through all of the champions, of course, at 154. And if Errol Spence is able to get two of those straps, Bud Crawford said he would be open to an interview, open to a rematch fight at that point. Um, Now, if y'all wasn't aware, Bud and Errol Spence was supposed to fight sometime after their initial fight, July 29th of last year, 2023. But what happened in that particular fight was that Errol got beat down so bad. It was bad that I'm pretty sure he just elected to ignore the initial rematch clause, as it probably would have, you know, it would have forced him to get ready for a fight that he wouldn't have been ready for. And so some time has passed. Not much conversation has surrounded the particular situation between Errol Spence and Terence Bud Crawford's rematch. But now that they're both up to be facing title content or title holders, Bud said it's very much so possible, considering that his goal right now is to be undisputed at 154. We've all heard Bud say as well that he's uh, seeking a fight between himself and Canelo Alvarez. So I don't know, maybe going undisputed at 54 betters his chances of doing that. as far as the negotiation tables goes. But we'll see how that goes, because first Bud would have to beat Israel Majumov, which I don't believe this is going to be any lightweight test for Bud in any means. Now, I'm not saying Israel Majumov is any kind of boogeyman or anything like that, but just saying respectfully, this dude is a natural 154 pounder, and Bud is coming up, essentially from 135, 140. Forget where Bud started. So he's building up a lot of muscle. Everybody's wondering if his power. Everyone's wondering if his power would translate to 154. That's my number one concern for any boxer that calls themselves moving up. I'm also paying attention to Errol Spence's transition to 154 as well. So we'll see if Bud is able to beat Israel Majumov. That keeps this potential rematch alive. If Errol Spence, who I don't think Sebastian Fundora is any chump by any means, he definitely displayed some serious heart and the heart of a champion at the very least versus Tim Tszyu. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I had Tim Tszyu winning that fight initially, but Sebastian Fundora, was able to impress me in his performance, and makes me have some concerns for Errol Spence, mainly because Errol Spence coming off such a bad loss like he did, and our number one concern for Errol right now, in addition to moving up and wondering if his power will move up with him, is how is he going to bounce back from that Bud fight. I mean, I've seen some boxing matches. I've seen some losses, but very few were as bad as that fight between Bud Crawford. Excuse me, I should say very few were as bad as that loss that Errol Spence suffered to Bud Crawford. In all of the fights I've watched, and considering that Bud has fought David Avanesian, Sean Porter, so many other guys. I mean, I could go up the list and go down the list, but so many other guys that Terence Bud Crawford has fought, and those guys put up more of a fight than Errol Spence did. So I'm really concerned to see what Errol Spence is going to look like in his return. I'm happy that he's not doing any. I would say that I'm happy that he's not doing any tune-up fights, but like I said, I wouldn't be fair, or I wouldn't say I'm not concerned, if you will, with with Errol Spence going into this fight the way he is. He's had no tune-ups. He's had no real. I don't know what he's been doing in the gym. I don't know if he's been working outside of the ring and keeping himself in shape. But as far as what we've been seeing, the social media posts and whatever news has come out from Errol, he's not been in the gym. He's been doing a little bit of everything else except getting back in the gym and getting back into what I would hope for to be peak shape in the event of a rematch. But we'll see how he looks against Sebastian Fundora. Again, Sebastian is going to be a test for him. If Errol can look good against Sebastian, then, I'm not saying Sebastian Fundora is on Terence Crawford's level by any means, but I feel like that'll be a good preparation fight for the rematch. There'll still be another strap out there, so I don't know if Bud would want to go get that extra strap or fight Errol Spence first. We'll have to see what happens if these two are able to beat their opponents. We'll see what the boxing landscape looks like after that. But yeah, man, I'm just happy to hear Bud verbalize it and actually give a clear-cut plan as to how the rematch can happen. Also, I'm still happy that Bud is even open to giving Errol Spence the rematch still. As you know, if you didn't know, Errol Spence essentially did Bud a favor and taking the fight and against his rules, against his team's wishes, including the likes of Al Heyman, Derek James, and his whole team. Everybody was telling him not to fight Bud, and against their wishes, he fought Bud to give the fans, us guys, what we wanted to see for so long. So kudos to Errol for that, and shout out to Bud for for remaining a man to his word, I should say, and being open to the rematch with Errol Spence still. But I understand the condition, and Bud said under one condition, Errol got to get those straps, make it interesting for him. So, but even with these two winning those straps, there'll still be the IBF title out there. So we'll see if Bud, like I said, it would be his right to make Errol Spence wait a little bit longer while he got that extra strap. But also, we all know that Bud is on the ticking time. Well, I gotta quit saying we all know. I'm used to talking to my peers, and I'm chopping it up with them in the chats and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if Bud goes get that other strap, he has every right to make Errol wait. And damn, I lost my little line of thought, thinking about other things. But anyway, shout out to Terence Bud Crawford again. Like I said, I'm just happy to hear him verbalize that there is an opportunity for the rematch. These two guys being my two favorite fighters, and also I'm happy that he, crystallized a plan as to how that can go down and that can happen. And now at this point, it's all on Errol. It's all on Bud to make things happen. And I'm hoping both of these brothers win their bouts, because the first thing I'm gonna do at the conclusion of Errol Spence's fight, since it's the later fight of the two, if Errol's able to win, I'm calling for this fight. I'm calling for the rematch. There's a chance, and I reported this before, there's a chance that we may not get the Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez fight. All things considered, and I've reported on this before. So Bud may have to settle, with a Errol Spence rematch and or possible trilogy, and that could be, how he how he settles his legacy on his way out. Because I don't know if Canelo is going to fight him. Canelo still got Dave Morrell and David Benavidez, waiting in the wings for his mandatories. And we don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Canelo, man. They're literally, these sanctioning bodies literally be ordering these other guys to fight immediately after the fight, but they just let Canelo sit around and rest on his morals as far as these championship belts go at 168. So we'll see how things unfold. But again, I'm shout out to Bud Crawford for being a man of his word and leaving that door open for the rematch. But that's all I got for y'all on this one. Please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I go live daily. Drop content daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, if you haven't already, and last but not least, my favorite part, absolute favorite part is, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always intrigued to know what you all think about these discussions that we have. I am your host, Tony the Savant. Thank y'all for the love and support. Peace.